Well, the thing is, I always like to cover it in bacon and make sure that it's crispy.
I think we're on, Peter.
Oh.
Red light.
Whoops, I've not done this for a wee while.
It's been a while, yeah.
How do you cook your chicken? Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful to see you again.
Yes.
Yeah. We were having a wee conversation about chickens. Yeah. But anyway, we're back. We're back.
We are.
To be back.
Is this class of season 2?
I have no idea. How many shows have we been done now? We've done a lot. I hope you've had a great summer, folks, and had a lovely time. I hear it's really nice and sunny down with you guys just now. It's like the middle of winter here again, so it's fine. So yesterday was nice. It was Yell show yesterday, and it was a nice day, so it was fine. So it was really good. Yeah, we've all had a great time. Nice. Have you had a nice competing summer?
Yeah, it's been nice to get out and about.
Quite a few contests stuck in over the time.
Yeah, I think I did 8 competitions this year.
Oh well, yeah, great.
So, some good, some bad, but
that's how the cookie crumbles. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be back. Can you please hit the share button for us, just as we always say? It'd be great to keep the numbers up for as big as we can get them.
Remind folk we're here.
What's that?
Remind folk that we're here.
Right, remind folk we're here. And there's no World Cups on or Wimbledon's or nothing just now, so hopefully that'll be that. So anyway, fab to be back. Let us know where you are in the world and what you're up to. And let's get. We've got a great guest for you tonight. We've got one of the semi-finalists for the BBC Young Traditional Musician of the Year. Did I say that correct?
I think so.
Excellent.
We'll go with yes.
Practicing that all summer. I have practiced that. We have got Evie Waddell coming on with us tonight. Evie's from Stirlingshire, but sings Gaelic as well. So we'll find out all about that, because there can't be just that much Gaelic in Stirling.
There's probably more Gaelic in Stirling than there is in Dundee.
Well, I can guarantee there'll be more Gaelic in Dundee than there is in Shetland, because there's virtually none in Shetland. There's the occasional Gael you meet, and that's about it. And they're usually off a fishing boat and lost, but never mind. So, really looking forward to it. It's been great picking along with all the different things. What are we going to have a wee listen to first tonight to get the folks going?
We're going to have a set of marches by the accordion virtuoso, Peter Woodall.
Because the Del Yell. And this is just a wee set I put together. And the first tune, actually, it was coming up to World's time, and I always mind slots at the Lawrence O'Toole Pipe Band always used to play this the dawn of the day.
Dawn of the day, yeah. The Raglan Road.
So we start with that, and then I think the second one's called Hunter's Hill, and the third one's called Iris Nicholson's Favourite. It's an Orkney tune.
Sounds like it.
Enjoy. Are we set to get us going?
How to do this again? Oh yeah, this button.
Click. They're nice tunes. Did you like my banjo playing there? That's my new accordion. I can do banjo sounds and things.
You're putting folk out of work, Peter. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Not really. I'm just doing it in the house. Anyway, that was it. Hello, Big Ram. There's Rob Lennox joining us. There's Stevie Hughes.
Yes.
Fantastic. There's Joe Nicholson. Joe would ken that last one and Orkney one. And I dedicate that last one as well to Jamie Starr. I know it's Jamie joining us. Jamie's a coach driver and does all the driving all the Scotland Way coach tours, but he does make it up the Orkney sometimes. So that was a wee Orkney tune at the end from Jamie. And Jamie's he's a great lad, but he's just not made it to Shetland yet. That's it.
Sam's here. Sam's here. Sam was at Braemar yesterday.
I know it's Sam looking very dapper. Sam Young and Braemar yesterday. I doubt Sam would have won at the Worlds as well, was he?
I believe he was. Didn't see myself.
Anyway,
I was too busy. I was too busy consoling myself, drinking whiskey.
Oh well, these things happen.
Yeah,
I didn't get to the Worlds this year, but of course the old band I won and done no too bad again. They were champion of champions, Colburn, Iowa. Shout out to Colburn, well done.
Grade 2 next year.
Is it? Oof. Hard grade to go into nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of good bands in there.
The mighty Tullylagan are obviously won the World this year, so I think they'll be up again. They'll be up in grade 2.
Oh, good to see. Anyway, we thought, since they've never won it ever before, a first time, new winner, new world champions, the Boggers, Bog Hall and Bathgate. I've watched this band since I was a wee boy and watched them kind of go up and be a big band. But they had a fantastic youth setup as well.
Yeah.
They had a fantastic feeder system. But right back to Tam Brune and all them in the drum course, it was great stuff. It was great. And they were playing Bobby Abbott's, the accordion player. They used to play all his tunes and things.
Did he write the accordion, man?
I can't mind now. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But he wrote a lot of tunes, Bobby, that they played and things. 4/4 marches and things. There were some great tunes.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we going to have a wee listen to Bog Hall's medley?
This is their medley from the Saturday
medley.
At the World Pipe Band Championships, where they came first.
Yeah.
First time in their history.
An old pal of mine, of course, the leading drummer of Oban Pipe Band as well, Alan Irvin. Alan plays in the Scottish dance bands and all that as well. Great player. And he played with Bog Hall and Bathgate in the drum corps for years and years and years, but he's lead tip the last 4 or 5 years up at Oban. But I noticed when they done the drum salute outside the tent, Mr. Irvin was there with the Oban uniform on and amongst the old corps. Good stuff.
So here we go. Enjoy.
Good stuff. Let's have them. Great medley. Good.
Yep. They loved it.
Lovely performance. Lovely performance. What a last tune! What a last tune to show off. We don't care about D's and F's. They're all right. Oof.
Who wants
Not
to know what the
bad.
tunes were?
Was the last tune? I get it. Tam Bain's Lump.
Yes. So they opened up with the big road brusher.
Yeah, they've been playing
Castle.
that tune for years. That must be a Boghall thing. They've played it for years.
It's a Boghall tune, yeah. Anderson Castle, Cock for the Creel, the Fair Maid of Barra was a slower, and then finishing off with the Rakes of Kildare and Tam Bain's Lum.
See, one thing I was very aware of, and I watched the whole, as much as I could that afternoon, the live stream. And a big shout out to Bob Waddell as well. I noticed Bob was on there watching through. Bob, I messaged Bob in the middle of it and said, "You're doing a fantastic job, Bob. I'm glad I'm a box player and didn't have to separate this lot, because there was some classic performances in there that I wouldn't have liked to separate." But
I spoke to an adjudicator from the Friday. No names, no positions, and I asked if there was a clear winner, and they came back saying, "Nah, there's no clear winner."
Well, no, it couldn't be.
Which is from a view or a listener's perspective, you don't want a clear one. You want it to be so tight you can't tell the difference between first and 13th.
One thing I really noticed this year, and it really stuck out, people were playing loads and loads of good tunes again. More so traditional tunes. Like, even look at the Rakes of Kildare, an Irish Jig and things like that. Old tunes again, trad tunes in the medleys. And I really liked it. One band that wasn't in the prize list, and the what they called the Police Federation now, and their medleys are lovely. I really like the stuff they do. Real West Coast influence with all the Gaelic tunes and things. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. They've done that since Duncan Nicholson was pipe major. They've been really good at
that's it. And Duncan's pipe sergeant, he's still there.
I believe so. Yeah, definitely still there.
But we had him on the show. I mind having him on the show, and it was good. But yeah, so I was really impressed. See Evie clapping and cheering that she's got back there. But I was really impressed, and really nice to see these tunes turning up again. I think that's really good. It's just brilliant. And what a tune, as I say, to show off your D's and F's at the end of a medley. Whew, I'd be petrified by that point in time. I was hopeless at blowing D's.
I know.
Flat as a pancake.
There's a tune about it.
Oh man,
There's
more carving in more tape and carvings in my chanter than anybody in a band, I think. What is going on?
You just take a Dremel up the centre of it and just take it back down. Move the holes. It's fine. But no, it was a really good day. As
Derek Marr, I would have loved to have seen Derek Marr trying to refurbish one of my chanters.
You can't fix a stick. But no, as I said to you,
I want Gorilla Glue.
as I said to you off screen, I didn't get a chance to play at the Worlds. I got dropped just before final tuning just because my chanter wasn't steady.
Yep.
So it happens. You know, I mean, it's one of these things. But
I mind been dropped at the Worlds in Grade 1 one day as well. I was all right in the
yeah,
middle,
that's when Grade 1. That's when Grade 1 was like Grade 4 band now.
Yeah, it was like Grade 3. But the other thing being, that some of the Grade 3A bands would give some of that bands in the run now. But when I was playing, I remember I played the Meadoway, but it got dropped for the March to Spain reel. But I think that was maybe because Pipe Major realised they didn't know the March to Spain reel.
That was me at the start of the season.
That was the days when you walked up to the line and you had two and they picked one. You had to play A or B, and I think he possibly thought if they pick the wrong one, he doesn't know that. We're really stuffed.
Well, for the first half of the season, up until Aberdeen, the Europeans, I didn't know the MSR. I just couldn't get it in my head. And then
it's hard. Yeah, it's a hard job. And the thing is that we've all been dropped. Even the best players in the world have been dropped, and it's not so much dropping. You're doing it for the rest of the guys as well. You don't. You don't mind doing it. You don't mind dropping out for the rest of the band because you're helping everybody. And if you've not managed to commit to that, you have to just say take it.
It's a team sport.
Take it in the chin. It's good. Right. Tell us. I'm glad to see our guest has got power back in Glasgow or something. I'm not sure what happened.
Got a signal. We are lucky that this show is a weekly show. If it had been a once a month thing, it wouldn't have the caliber of guests that we're able to have.
Yeah. No.
And before I'll just answer Jamie's question first before we carry on. Sorry, Evie. Jamie's asking, how much do you think the standards have risen since you played, Peter?
Hugely, absolutely hugely. The middle of the pack and bottom end of Grade 1 when I was playing, it's the Grade 3A bands would have been all over them. They really would.
Yeah.
The standards immense, and it's just transformed, hasn't it? Since even then, harmony in the bands, thought that goes into medleys, things like that. For a wee while there, about 10 years, I felt it was starting to go a bit too far, actually. I felt it was starting to get a wee bit nutty. But it's nice to see it coming back a wee bit again.
Anyway, as I was saying, because the show's obviously been weekly, we had a bit of a hiatus, we're lucky enough to be able to have guests of calibre.
Yeah.
And as well as that, over the past 3 years, we've been trying to promote young up-and-coming artists. And that's been evident in our use of the Young Trads semi-finalists and finalists and
Absolutely.
Giving them a platform to kind of chat. And this year is no different.
No.
And we
have you seen the lineup for this lot? There's some quality in this team. There's some real quality again.
And we have one of them tonight.
Yeah, every year I think, where are they going to come from? Where are these people going? And every year it's better.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We have, between now and the end of the year, we have 5 Young Trad semi-finalists coming on the show. Luckily enough,
when is the semi-final?
I want to say it's the 15th. 15th. No, it's either 15th. No, it's 19th of November.
We'll find that out. Our guest will tell us.
Yes. And on that note,
she better know when it is.
There's a calendar at the back counting down the days.
Yeah.
So let's bring on the fantastic Evie Waddell.
Hello. I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know the struggle I've been through.
Have you been through stress and a half? Have you?
Aye, we were fine before. Yep, I've been through 2 laptops and a phone, and it's just the 3rd laptop. Borrowed my.
You're an expensive woman to look after. 2 laptops and a phone in one night.
No, second hand.
Fantastic to have you on, Evie. Great, so nice. Yeah, glad you've made it. You're in Glasgow now. But you're not from Glasgow, are you?
No, I don't sound it, do I? No. I'm from Stirling. I don't really know what the Stirling accent is, but
no,
that's where I spend most of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be great hearing you tonight and hearing how, obviously, you're a folk singer, but you've got into singing Gaelic and using that medium as a language, and that's going to be interesting to hear how you did that in the Stirling area, because it's all very well when we have guests on from Ullapool and places like that and the Western Isles, and they say, "Oh, we speak Gaelic," and we go, "Okay." By the way, Davy and I, Evie, aren't very good at speaking Gaelic. We're not great. In fact, when we were doing a promotion for the Trad Awards award last year that we got nominated for, we actually got Joy Dunlop to come on with us and translate for us. So we had quite a good translator, but it didn't help. We still didn't win it.
Didn't help at all.
Yeah.
We got beat by Sugar Nifty.
We did.
Anyway, maybe this year.
That's it. Maybe this year.
This year.
Anyway, are we going to have a wee song to begin? I think we should have a wee song to begin with. And what are we having, Davey? And Evie can maybe
We're
tell
going to
us.
have, yes, so tell us a bit about this one. I Wore My Elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a bit about this.
Aye. Oh, there's the other laptop. I should shut it down.
Oh, that's it just starting. It's got jealous now, see?
It's back. Should I switch over now? This song is one of my favourites by Ivor Cutler. Growing up, I didn't listen to that much traditional music, but my dad would play a bunch of Ivor Cutler stuff. He's very original. It was hard to, I don't want to throw the word unique around, but I think this guy's that. And just love his songs. It's for kids and adults. Yeah.
Let's have a listen.
Here we go.
I worn my elbows down to the bone for you. I wore my elbows down to the bone for you. I wore my elbows down to the bone, down to the bone. I wore my elbows down to the bone for you. How can you wear your elbows down for me? How can you wear your elbows down for me? How do you wear your elbows down that make for me them shillings and pounds? How can you wear your elbows down for me? I make you money by elbowing people about. I make you money by elbowing people about. I elbow the little man in his face, I push the big man in his place. I wore my elbows down to the bone for you. For you. For you. For you.
Hey, fantastic.
Lovely song. I
lovely
hadn't heard that song before today.
Aye, funny one. I now do it a lot differently. I do a lot of elbowography.
Elbowography.
Aye.
This is a new term that I've missed out on, Davey.
Yeah.
I believe it's part of contemporary dance.
All right. That's why I've missed out on it then, isn't it?
Possibly.
Oh, yeah. What a funny lockdown haircut as well.
Hey.
And there was there was an accordion player in the background.
Oh aye. Well, that was like McNally. He was not an accordion player, but I was just like, oh, why not? Yes, please. A drone.
Brilliant.
Aye, that was at the Traverse, and was really exciting to be out the house. Guess that was about 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and it
Oh,
was
I know.
yeah, quite an experience. But it was all like pitch black. So I'm like, who's coming at me? Who's speaking?
I don't know what you feel now, but I sort of feel it's really strange because lockdowns and that seem like ages ago now, but
Mhm.
at the same time, other things seem like they just happened yesterday. It's a really strange mixture in life. It's put in, been locked down, and it's changed their kind of perspective on the whole thing, kind of style thing, which has been it's been really interesting. So, were you in Glasgow when lockdowns came?
No, I was in Stirling with my
Right.
folks for a whole 3 years.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And were you studying at that time?
I yep. Again with time, I don't know where I was, if I was in third year or fourth year, but one of them.
Okay.
So that was a lot of
So
you get important
got a
news
couple
on Zoom. Yeah,
So you got a couple of years in Glasgow then, and then had to suddenly go home.
think so. Yeah, first and second.
It's really strange. It's a really strange, isn't it, feeling having to go home again after all that happening.
Like I was considering not continuing with the course, but then lockdown happened, so then I was like, oh, might as well do something.
Well, okay,
all this spare time.
Yeah, and you've got what else were you considering?
Oh, nothing. Not another.
No,
because
not really.
I'd already studied contemporary dance for a year, and
Okay.
yeah.
Right. So, let's take a step back here then. When you started getting into music and dance, were you very young?
Aye, yeah. It's always been both of them, and I've always kept them separate and thought that they had to be separate. And well, I did have to make the choice after high school of will I do dance, will I do music.
Right. Okay.
So I did dance for a year, contemporary dance up in Dundee. And
the space is literally a 10-minute walk from my house.
Oh, it's a lovely place.
It's very nice.
Okay.
But doing dance, it's tiring.
Was it a musical household you grew up in then? Was it, or you said something about your dad playing a bit?
Ish. Mum's in a singing group. The singing group's led by my fiddle teacher. So yes, like a small community. Yeah.
I didn't realise then. So you play fiddle too?
Socially, not on stage, but.
All right. So who was your fiddle teacher?
Do you know Jo Miller?
Yes.
Like Neil Sutcliffe's mum. Well, she's her own person in her own right, but yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
You know Jo.
Cool. So that was fiddle going on. So is that what got you into the trad stuff as well, the fiddle, or? Yes,
I think that was the first instrument I started on.
Right.
Yeah. And then the clarsach and then eventually singing. Yeah. So I studied clarsach at RCS first, but then I made the switch. Maybe like the main reason was because I'm completely deaf in this ear, and this ear's the one that the harp's sitting on, so I'm not getting much. And even though I tried thinking of ways like get an amp and then face it at me and put it full, but still, nah.
But I think it's fair to say that when you talk about being deaf in your ear, you don't hide that. You're quite happy to tell people you're deaf in your ear, and you're taking on the music world and just saying I can do what I can do and I'm going to do it, and that's a fantastic way to go.
I didn't start off like that. Like when I auditioned for RCS, some of my family members suggested, "Oh, don't tell them that you are until you get in. If you get in, because maybe they thought that society would think like, oh no, she won't be any good, or she'll struggle to keep up in class." But yeah.
Well,
or there's also the opposite. That they think that they need to tick a box to give you a place, and you don't get it on your own merit, sort of thing. But yeah, you do find they have to they try. Oh, we've not got anyone with additional needs. Okay, well, we can put Evie in because she's but you're lucky that because you didn't tell them, you got in on your own merit and your own ability, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, no, I feel like it can be a tick box sometimes, but it's just kind of funny doing music when you're pretty deaf.
Davey and I were speaking about this afternoon, though, and I said to him, Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys was deaf in one ear as well. And he done okay for himself.
Yeah.
They done all
and
right.
Lots of pipers are deaf in general, so it's fine.
Yeah, I bet.
You know something? That's some when Jamie Starr said earlier, had piping changed much since I was competing 30 years ago? Yes, that's a huge thing that has changed. I notice all the pipers and drummers now wearing ear protection and things.
Yeah.
In my day, nobody wore any ear protection, which is crazy in this day and age. You know, it was absolutely crazy because it's horrendously loud instruments you're standing next to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So right, listen. Let's have another wee song. That'd be good.
Yes, we're going to get a Gaelic song.
Woohoo!
And
I'll know what this one's all about.
Yep. So the video it's been taken from is referred to as signed Gaelic songs about marginalised voices.
Oh, aye. Okay.
And this is you think this was one of three, and I think it's the first one you asked us to use.
That would be Duan and Ogri. So this is a song by Gaelic Macmillan.
That's one.
Yeah. And in English, it's Song of the Refugee.
Thank you.
That'll do.
Good. I'm glad you told me that because you could be singing about anything here and I wouldn't have a clue. Alan Monroe's watching. Alan will know.
Yes.
He knows.
Here we go.
Now we have a modern Gaelic song coming up. This song is written by Gaelic Macmillan. And it's a song called Duan and Ogri, I think I spelled it right, which means Song of the Refugee or the Refugee's Plea. And it's written from the perspective of a refugee. And the choruses sort of encapsulate what humans want, you know, the importance of kindness and patience and friendship when far from home. And it also calls to attention the need for respect and the desire for dignity that the refugee once had.
Surstule blir nachbehjun Orse alei iari buamse Ik noch Martines jalab mi khotra Oprik mis heirig mis onni mi marhami Zmeha khandayus gidin ruai
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. So
It's kind of blown me. It's made me think a lot. This actually, and thinking about somebody signing in Gaelic. I'd never thought about that before.
yeah.
I'd never thought about
There
that.
isn't really like a Gaelic sign language, but hopefully in the future, I'm trying to put it together in a way.
Yeah.
It's just nice to, the signed songs really helps tell the story and connect to the words. And
Maybe we could get a hang of that, Davey. We
Peter,
can't
we
speak
can barely
it, but
speak
maybe,
English.
maybe we could learn how to sing.
Something quick.
Yeah.
What
We
do you
can
want
barely
to
speak
name?
English, Peter.
This could be the way forward, Davey. This could be the way forward.
True, very true. So, the school you went to originally, was it a fully Gaelic school, or was it a kind of a mixed medium?
Yep, half and half. They'd call us the Gaelic people, and we were very separate. I feel like they didn't know that we speak English as well.
And what was that like, kind of being taught in Gaelic compared to your peers you saw kind of being getting just totally English, and you were getting a bit of both?
I think it made us really tight knit. Like there weren't too many of us, and it was. I'm really glad that I've learned Gaelic. Yeah, quite random. My parents don't have the language, but yeah.
Is that a big school?
That was the next question.
Yeah. Is that a big school?
I'd say so. It felt big to me. Yeah.
That really answered that, Evie.
I was wee. I can't.
Okay.
Everything's big when you're wee.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So, with the whole, can I ask you a question regarding also the hearing thing? Were you born with hearing issues, or did it develop?
Age 11, I was putting my headphones on, like, oh, why isn't this working? And but I had an operation that I thought might make it better, but it didn't. And I guess I was very sad at the time and thinking I needed fixed, and that it's a loss, and there's all this like language around it, like normal, and that I'm quite happy that it happened, because I love sign language. Just is what it is. I can't change it now.
Because my daughter, you may have heard her screaming earlier on before we came on. She's 19 months, but she was born premature, and when they did the hearing tests in the hospital, she failed them completely. But it was to do with obviously the pathways not being developed at that point. But she's currently got issues with her hearing in both ears. It's just the lower frequencies.
I'm the same.
So she can't hear at all.
Yeah, it means I can't hear a lot of men. Oh, what a shame.
Hers is mainly volume, but when we got told this, it was very much that after being born premature, it's like if she's deaf and that's the only thing we have to kind of overcome, then that's fine, because it's just it's the plan. You know, it's not not everyone's made equally, and that's just the way things are. But she is going for grommets to be installed.
All went wrong with me, but good luck to you.
Hey, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the plan for us. So I understand where you're coming from that sort of thing, where it's just you learn to live with whatever you have.
Yeah.
To work with.
Do you find that you're now using that? You said you're really interested in sign language anyway, so you're getting the chance now to really, really focus in on that and go for projects using that.
Yeah.
Are you finding you're quite influenced to look for projects that way and say, nobody's done that before, nobody's done this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, most things I'm working on. I don't think the deaf community have had access to like learning about Gaelic and learn you know, through the songs about the history and things like that. So I'm glad that there's a way in there. Yeah.
That's
And
really
then-
interesting because as an outsider, that when you're talking about the deaf community, I've never had to work much with a deaf community. So because of that, you don't realise the things that they've missed out on. And I'm sure there's lots of things they've missed out on. But,
like some of my deaf pals have never been to a Gaelic, and they're Scottish, but they're just worried to go and not understand what's happening.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. You might. That's the sort of thing that Celtic Connections need to pick up on. Because they do their Gaelic, they do their Gaelics every year. They need a BSL interpreter, and I think it'd open up to a bigger range of people who are interested. Because they'd feel the vibrations from the music, and they'd know what was happening.
Trad Awards need to pick up on this too.
Yes, I will try.
Yeah.
Simon, if you're watching, there's your interpreter down there.
Simon. But the thing is, as well, he's a Heart supporter, Simon, so am I, so I'll put a good word in for you. It's okay. We both support Heart. It's good. Everything's always good. But I think it's really important, and this is really meaning something to me, this show tonight, because it's stuff I always like this thought of learning something you didn't know yesterday, and I'm learning a lot here, which is fantastic. But I think, all these big organisations need to take note of this and think, wait a minute here, what's going on? I did have a friend, remember when what was the school in Edinburgh called? There was a deaf school that was there for a long time. I don't believe it's there now. Does anybody remember?
2 seconds, I'll tell you.
Keith Dixon, the accordion player, my friend, Keith actually went in and taught there. He taught accordion. And that was quite unusual at that point in time, because everybody's going, how do you do that? But of course you can do it. And of course he did do it, and he went and made it happen. And I think more and more people should be aware of stuff like that. I think it's
that
really
was
Donaldson's
school.
What was it?
Donaldson's.
Yes, Donaldson's. Yes, that's right.
It's still open.
Is it? Yeah, but I think, I'm not sure it's specifically, there's Jamie Starr saying the same, but I'm not sure if it's still specifically deaf now. I think there was some change, but I'm not sure.
Deafness is a spectrum, so I'm sure certain instruments will work for some people, and just the opportunity to get up close to them. I feel a bit awkward about doing it, but I've been working with a double bass player, and I can't hear the low frequency ones. So sometimes I'm just like, oh, can I just put my hand on it, and now I can feel the amazing vibration.
That's why we need to get a lot of your pals to come to a Cayley and get my band to play there some night, because our drummer has a bass pedal that hits so hard they will have no problems hearing his vibration. Honestly, it will rattle along the floor. So that's great. Good. Right. What are we going to have? What's our song? Ladies and gentlemen, so wonderful to see so many folk as well watching tonight. Keep sharing, please. It's fantastic. There's Gary Stratton put on I Am Deaf, and I play the tenor drum and a pipe band.
Ooh, go you, yes.
That's what we want.
Sometimes it's better to be deaf in a pipe band.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it depends what your pipe goes like. He's maybe delighted.
We're going to have your track Oraloon, which is that your first single, second single?
I should know how to. It's on my second EP.
Second EP. There we go.
Aye.
Which is available to all the information is there. Do you want to tell us a bit about Oraloon?
All right. It's I was commissioned by Girvan Folk Festival a few years ago to write a melody to an existing poem that is by Jocelyn Neal. Her new book, it's still new. Her new book is titled "There's My Mammy Waving." So I had a look through and I liked this one. And I don't do a lot of songwriting or tune writing, so this is like the first thing that I've put out there into the world that's slightly more, influenced. Yes.
So there's no, for those that are watching, there's no video for this. It's all audio, but you can see the artwork. So here we go. Here's Orlund.
The Orlund wees waistcoat loused, stravigan by in the afternoon. Past the pump on the green, and you ogled the wife with the 3 broad bairns, and the handsome lass with the brent white arms, and the twa doos quines for the house on the hill, and Mrs. McGillivray up for the mill, and the Wita McPhee in her trig black clays, Tippy Tate's good doctor fair he to her taes. Logie's sister yin reed yin fair, and Fimir up with the long black hair. But the day shift loused, and I'm sweet to say, and pet birds rang on the sturdy brae. The halo, the women were indignant then at the Orlund, and in front of the men they gie him a tonguing to settle his hash, and they drave him awa for it's some snash. That necked Phoebe Rob with the long black hair, Tippy Tate bend the hoose and in the stair. She ran awa wi a Orlund, wi a lachin in to another tune. Folk say now and then that a handsome pair with the bluest in and the jet black hair come riding in at market days, wi gowden rings and the brass clays. Some say it's Fim Rob on the Orlund, and they're all at a loss a witty thing. Some say that Dolan was a high-born chief with a wit to win through and prove to himself he could get a lass wi' Inrich clear. Wha would lose in sell and know his gear? Wha would run awa on a summer's night wi' an Orlund when the moon was bright? Wha would run awa on a summer's night wi' an Orlund when the moon was bright?
Fantastic. Really good.
Brilliant.
Where
Brilliant.
can people buy the Evie? Where can people buy the EP?
Spotify and Apple Music, though I don't do that. But yes, you can, and my website.
That was actually quite difficult for me to say Evie's EP there. I had to really get my tongue around that one. That was a bit. That took me well. There was a lot of E's come out there when I tried to say that. But anyway, great. Fantastic. So, how many albums have you got out now?
2 EPs, and there's a plan. I've got some things in the works for another one. But this other one is what I'm calling a visual EP. You know, just so the deaf community, and not just the deaf community. So all the songs are in Gaelic, and maybe by having some visuals that will help even hearing English-speaking people enjoy it a bit more.
Great.
So yeah, that's coming up. Yeah.
Wow, there's an exclusive. We like exclusives and tunes. There's a new album.
To say that yet? I don't know.
No, it's all right. We'll say it. We'll just say it. It's great. No, lovely to hear it's coming out. Right, so folks, you're going to have to watch out here for this young lady, and getting up to this semi-finals. How do you feel about that?
Yes, looking forward to sharing my favourite songs and bringing sign language to mainstream and bringing a bit of step dancing. I haven't done a competition since I was wee at the mod, so
okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to go into this thinking it's a competition, or are you going to go in and just do what I think you described you were going to do there? I think you'd be better to do that. Just go in and go, this is me, here's some songs, here's some signs, here's some dancing.
Yeah, I don't mind the competition.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
say that. Oh no, they're not gonna.
I think doing it that way, because it's a really difficult competition, isn't it? Because the thing to make it a competition, because everybody playing different instruments and all that, it's difficult. It's quite difficult to go over. But I think going in and putting a show on and wowing the judges and wowing the audience is the way to go.
Yeah. I remember the last competition I did. Somebody introduced me as Eric Waddell because my name written down, the V must look like an R in the ESC. Please welcome Eric Waddell. It's like, oh, okay.
All right.
So.
And there we go. You start off with a joke. Hey.
Yeah, you can talk your way out of that one, I'm sure. But so you going in? Have you got an idea what you're going to do? Are you thinking about it already?
Yes, I've got it.
Good.
But hush, hush.
No, that's good. No, we'll not ask you to give that away.
No.
But
looking forward to it, actually. Looking forward to watching the show.
I just wondered, because some people leave it right to the last minute, and you think, wow, how can you do that? I would have a good idea of what you're doing. How long do you actually have to do? Is it like 15 minutes or something like that?
I think maybe even 10, 15.
Something like that. It's not a big window, is it? To go, here I am, and this is it.
Yeah, and keep the chat short.
Yeah, and I noticed
sometimes for context and things, but yeah.
And who's accompanying? I think Anna Massey's accompanying this year, isn't she? Am I right in saying that?
If I read an email right, a Jen and a Jen.
Oh, sorry,
Jen
Butterworth. That's right. Sorry, it is Jen. Yeah. Oh well, you're in good hands there.
And it's on the 15th of October, as usual.
She can play the guitar a bit, you know. She can play the guitar a bit. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was looking at my list of guests for the rest of the year, and I knew we hadn't got we'd already found someone rather than asking one of the Young Trad semi-finalists. So I was like, okay, it falls in nicely. That night we have Laura Beth Salter coming on the show. So it'll be good.
Yeah.
The one thing I have found is that you've been working on, and this is from the Edinburgh Fringe website, an immersive showcase of Gaelic and Scots signed songs. Do you want to tell us about this?
This is my baby. My first time directing.
Wait, this is my baby. Come on, get in there.
Yeah, I've just been working on this the past 2 years with a bunch of different people, and you could say it's theatre or more like a gig, but just really visual, because there's the songs, but there's the dancing and the signing. So some of the songs are in Gaelic, some of them are in Scots, and yeah, we've toured it in good music venues. I wanted to go to music venues, specifically like the Tolbooth, and we went up to Eden Court, and there's one more coming up at the moment on the 20th of October at the Mod Fringe. And hopefully this time I won't fall off my cajon, because I did that in the last performance.
Okay.
I wonder did anybody film it? We want that. Has anybody filmed Evie falling off? Where did you say that gig was? At the Mod Fringe?
Has the laptop died?
No, we're still here. And she's gone. Okay. We will watch that. She's still here.
She's back.
Hello?
She's frozen.
We'll put the video on and we'll talk to her when she comes back. Here we go. Here's the video.
I'm Evie Waddell. Evie. And I'm from Stirling, and I'm the director of this project. So the project's called 5 Fálche go BSL, which means welcome to BSL. But the show is also a welcome to Scottish traditional culture that often hasn't been accessible to deaf people. And to make things more complicated, I'll be singing in Gaelic. So, is me se Evie, agus hami an stúdiche a project. Dami a fa suas a bhí a gionsache ag Siberian Gaelic can bunskol. Agus hami a bhí boer son gadjig bliana. Agus hoshig mi a bhí a gionsache BSL mu coig blianichen arash. So yeah, the creative process had some nice challenges. I taught the cast step dance for the first time. And then for translating the songs, we went from Gaelic into written English with help from Beth Shee, and then written English into BSL, which Kieran translated with a bit of help from Moira. I also enjoyed working with Keir Long and thinking about how to incorporate noise and silence and vibrations, which for many of us are part of our deafness and experience of sound. One of the songs I wrote in Gaelic called This No Fosh, and it's about how partial deafness can make you try so hard to hear, and you're using all your facilities and straining and picking up the scraps, and it can make you feel quite alone. And in this song we also added some dissonance and disconnection noises so that the hearing audience can sort of experience our strange deaf world.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. So good.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
I think we will have to find out, try and go and see it. I think you should bring that to Shetland.
Yeah, it'd be good to have it up in the islands.
Yeah. Orkney, Shetland would be lovely. Yeah.
that's the sort of thing that both the folk festival should pick up on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Marketing stuff though.
Right.
Starting out as a young musician.
It's
Have passport or travel.
the thing I'm loving about it is it's new, it's fresh, it's a new idea. It's something people haven't done before. Great. Well done, Evie. Good. So, anyway, listen, thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been really great having you on. We can all but wish you all the best with the semi-finals coming up with the trad musician. for folks wanting to watch that, is the semi-finals on the telly? Anybody any
I
ideas?
don't think they're live. I think they're recorded.
I think they're recorded and you can pick them up, but I'm sure they're online as well because they did that
Yes.
last year, didn't they?
Yeah, it'll be on.
You can watch them online, and it's great because it's a real variety. We can wish you all the best and keep up the good work you're doing. I think it's fantastic, and if we can help in any way at all, you get in touch.
Thanks.
That would be really good. I think that's fantastic. Davey, have you anything nice you would like to say to Evie before we go?
I think, to be honest with you, I think you've covered a lot of it.
Good.
It's great to see someone in the trad world trying to help those that are like them, if that makes any sense. By going, there's something missing here, I can do this for the greater community. And
absolutely.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And the fact that it's been picked up by the Edinburgh Fringe and various places is a good thing as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Evie, thank you so much. You're lucky now. You stay in Glasgow. You can go and have a curry or a fish supper or whatever you want. I'm in Shetland. There's nothing open till about a week on Thursday or something. So.
Wow.
We are going to play you out with one last track.
Oh.
And I would like you to tell us about that track.
Well, I guess I'm delving more into the theatrical stuff. So it's a poem. I wrote this poem, and well, when I first came up with the ideas, I was thinking, what sounds do I enjoy first, and then those words became the written down words, and I don't know, it's a complicated process. It's hard to explain it.
No, it makes sense. It makes total sense.
But yeah, I really like performing through sign language because I'm not that much of a verbal person. Like if I was to be an actor verbally, I'd just be pants at it. So this is what I'm doing.
What's the poem about?
Yes, it's abstract, but about the environment, and I was commissioned by the Scottish Poetry Library.
Okay, fantastic. Evie, again, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck at the semi-finals of the trad, and hopefully we'll see you at the final.
Thank you for having me.
All the best.
Look after your baby.
Na stuhan san etter moriaven, a vot clich etter da hill. Mar dag kosje le klaper von reich. Narichen balkri grein is tarv naar beskia. Maher, nater, arich, alich, flurichen furente haar lare vantich. Swampe, sping, stukje, a sulkig carbon, runtjen, talv tuitjum, talv utrum. Manjes manchach geleeg, je immedag. Jera glocher. Is schengenach. Het chin rimorep. Is uiake kommen toklich, maar tugenich a lorig paris. Skar lippig. Aatje faas is waar. Agin, agams. Ik klerig ich nen rahen. Atje som fas, atje. Sloai, sprig. Må waarheen.
Gilligiri seo, sy'n ffit mi sinnain, sy'n ffain hene, cwmyn do laif hen. Cwyn cor hiwel, no'n cor dahi. Yn talaf y cwylich le oren ys calegen, geitichen ys cliahen. Sherigif yn talaf twyma sio. Diach, jalachach. Chnyrin go einach. Swampe, stuckche, dogen. Talaf y teachum, talaf y teachum.
Fantastic.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Evie Waddell. Very, very good.
I think that's also a first for the show. I think that's their first poem.
I think that is the first poem in
Yeah.
3 years. I think that's the first poem we ever had. Look,
And
she's
the first
making
one in
more
Gaelic.
signals to us off line now. I think it is. I don't think we've had
Yeah.
a poem in 3 years.
No,
No, there we go.
definitely not one in Gaelic anyway.
No.
But no, it's been fantastic work that he was doing, and again, good luck
Yeah,
at the trads.
Yeah. No, at the semi-finals. And the trads.
Semi-finals, yes. And the trads, yeah. Actually,
Why not?
that
Why not?
fantastic. Be fantastic. So we're back on a Sunday night.
We are. I hope you've enjoyed that tonight, folks.
We've hit
I
the ground
have.
running.
It's been nice to come out and see that the plug sockets are still working in the shed. Good that everyone's still working. It's dark, and it looks, Davey, like there could be some northern lights out there tonight. Might tell your wife.
Yeah.
We had some cracking northern lights last week. Really green,
Really?
bright green ones. So really nice.
Nice. The your new intro for your 6 of 4 session is really good.
Yes, that's because you designed it.
It's threw it together.
Yeah, there was some real nice northern lights been about. So we're quite lucky up there. We see it right for the back door. It just lights up the sky. It's great. So yeah, fantastic. So mind folk, watch out for Evie there. And you see her go to do a concert. Go along and support her. I think that's absolutely great. Oh, Bonnie says it's 95 degrees there. Holy moly!
That's too warm. Too warm.
What's that?
Let's
What's
go.
that in our language?
Hot.
Oh. Viola's asking, where's Luna? Luna was here, Viola. She came out, but then she went back in the house when I went to get a drink. So I don't know where she is.
It's 35, Peter.
Oh, that's quite warm.
I'm just going to go through some of these comments that Evie got while we're here.
There's Vi's in the sun. Vi Todd's doing something else now, Davey. Vi Todd's turning up at accordion and fiddle clubs playing the accordion nowadays. Yeah.
And this brings me on to Jamie's comment about disabilities not hindering, because playing the accordion is clearly a disability.
Okay. Anyway, listen. Wonderful. Who have we got on next week? Can you say the name, please? Because I can't. I don't know how you say it.
No, they can. We've got the fiddle player, Matt. I'm going to say Matt Tigey.
Yeah, Matt Tigey.
Yes, who I believe is based down in London, but is in Glasgow from London, Glasgow. I don't know, but he is also one of the young trad semi-finalists. So yeah, it's fantastic to have that.
Is he based in London or does he live up here now?
According to his young trad profile, he is based in London. 2 seconds.
Matt.
Let's bring it up.
We might need the subtitles on next week again now.
I know. That's that. For those that weren't aware, we had closed captions on backstage as well for Evie,
It's really
which
good.
thanks to Google Chrome, it did it live. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good that because we can see what we're doing.
I'm just going to bring up the list of 2044. Can we just have an honourable mention to one of the young trad semi-finalists for this year? It's somebody called Blythe Shand.
Ah, yeah, absolutely amazing, incredible.
I know we're not to be biased,
family, and I mean Blythe, she's so quiet. Can you remember when we had her on the show, and she was at that point? That's a couple of years ago, maybe now. I can't remember. A year ago, is it? I don't know. But remember, she was so shy. She was like, "Don't ask me." I don't know.
I remember we had the Shans on, and she refused to come on because she was so shy.
Yeah, the boys come on. So Blythe's there as well. So she's a phenomenal musician. I'm looking forward.
She's
to
the youngest semi-finalist this year. She's at 17, and the eldest is 27. And there's
some musical family that bunch, the Shans, some family, great, all great musicians. So good, right? So next week, join us for Matt, Tig.
Yes,
Tig. He'll put us right next week, folks. If we're wrong,
we're probably wrong.
Imagine that we struggle our way through the Gaelic and then we can't get this right. Amazing.
It's when it's quite simple to pronounce something like that. It'll be like Tig.
Yeah.
And
sounds like Welsh or something. But anyway, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all Jock Tamson's bairns.
Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Take care, and we'll see you. Oh, by the way, just a wee quick shout out to you to say that I've been running that charity for Gracie's, the Archie Foundation, and thank you to all of you that gave some money and things to it as well. We're up £4,000 now, which is absolutely amazing. So it's fantastic. It's three and a half plus all the gift aid takes it up to about 4. So it's fantastic.
Has she been given a date yet?
No. We got a letter the other day saying, unfortunately, we've not been able to stick to our targets that the government want us to. But anyway, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, hope to see you next week. It's been back with you. Davey, nice to do a show again. And I think you should now go and see Fiona and Amy's teething, so you might be up all night.
I know. But just for those that are still with us before we go, Trad Awards coming up this year, also in Dundee. It would be great to be nominated. Anyway.
We're desperate.
See you next week.
See you after. See you, folks. Cheers.